Good morning and welcome to the show for March 14th. I'm Samantha Reedy-Platt and I'm joined by Kaelin Day.
On the show today, reporter Katie Marx goes driving with Mr. Alonzo.
Kylie Powell and I head to the airport in our second edition of Life After High School.
Chelyn Ackerman will reflect on the girls basketball team's run to the state championship.
And we'll get you caught up on what's going on around campus. Welcome to the show. Olympic week is fast approaching. The seniors and sophomores will have class meetings this Wednesday as theirs got canceled due to the snow day last week. Seniors will be in the theater and sophomores in Gym A.
All classes, make sure to check your email and fill out the participation form so your class leaders can keep you informed and get your input on all O-Week activities.
At the conclusion of the Quad Crown Ping Pong Tournament, there were many wondering who won the overall. Due to it being a tie, no one was named Quad Crown champion, as the decision had to be discussed by ASB officers. Both senior Gabe Garcia and sophomore Giacomo Guggero tied, and the decision was made that they would be co-champions and both have their names emblazoned on the perpetual trophy.
In the future years, ties will go to the player with the most tournaments played and or place of finish in each tournament. Colfax leadership would also like to shout out staff member Oscar Angulo, as he's the first member to play in all 4 tournaments. Well done, Mr. Angulo. We see you.
Winter sports have officially come to a close. Our alpine ski team concluded their season at the state championship, and reporter Tyler Hinton has this summary.
The alpine ski team at Colfax did very well this year, placing 10th in the state, ahead of their rivals Placer and Del Oro. With the help of their coaches Casey McLaughlin, Holland Lorang, and Matt Lorang, the small team trained hard developing new skiers and also qualified 6 skiers for the state championship. The Birds of Prey finished 10th overall in the state, and standouts include junior Maya Pierce, who topped the women's team for the regular season, and sophomore Malia Gustafsson was the top finisher at states for the Falcons in 36th. On the men's side, Sebastian Blondu highlighted a men's team, finishing 31st in the state. The 15-member team will return 11 skiers for next season, despite having to say goodbye to exchange student Mar Bascon.
The snowboard team was at North Star for the state championship as well, and Samantha has this season summary.
Your varsity men's snowboarding team are division champions. After taking first in the varsity men's league and second in both the varsity women's league and overall team league and the Central 2 division, the Colfax snowboarding team took to North Star last week for their final race of the season, the state championships. With 11 athletes racing in 2 days of competitions, highlights included Quincy Mora's 10th place finish overall in the women's division and Cooper Best, who placed 20th in the men's division. The team will graduate 19 seniors. Congratulations to all Colfax snowboarders and to coaches Mike and Beryl Mora for an amazing season. The Nordic ski season came to a close on March 3rd at the state championships, hosted by the Auburn Ski Club. 5 skiers qualified for the Falcons, and it was sophomores Dylan Holloway and Mallory Gorba who highlighted the Falcons team, as they have all season long. Holloway finished 27th and Gorba 22nd. Sophomore Ryder Verdon, senior Alex Hagen, and sophomore Ella Auduo all had top 35 finishes to cap a successful season. The team returns all but 1 skier and looks to grow next season.
And our final winter sport came to a close when our girls basketball team played for the state championship on Friday. Reporter Chelyn Ackerman has this report.
This past Friday, the girls' basketball team's historic run to the state championship, which included a school record 34 wins, concluded at the Golden One Center, where masses of students, staff, and community came out to support. The team did not disappoint. Like they have done all season long, the girls poured themselves into every possession, and despite not having the services of their second leading scorer, Kai Diedrichs, found a way to compete at the highest level in the state. In the fourth quarter, Los Osos was able to create enough of a scoring gap that the Falcons could not muster another come-from-behind victory and fell 64-48. When the sting of the loss subsides, this team will get to soak in the monumental achievement and know they brought our community together to watch them collect the most wins in program history and become the 4th team in history to make it to a state championship. They will forever have the memory of being part of a winning NorCal championship in our own gym, the Pucci Pavilion, in front of the Nest, their families, generations of Colfax alumni, and future Falcons alike. And they did it all with the class of true champions. They brought honor to the school we all call home. So as we say goodbye to the winter season, CTV, on behalf of the Colfax community, would like to say thanks to our players, our coaches, the Nest, and our community. This will be a memory we cherish for all time.
That was an incredible run and so much fun for our school. When Mother Nature finally gives our spring sports a break, our CTV sports team looks forward to telling all the stories that are sure to unfold in the spring.
CTV would like to wish our Model United Nations Club good luck as they set sail for Rome on March 19th to compete in the Rome International Model United Nations Conference. 9 representatives from the club will compete with schools from all over the globe, and we are certain you will make us proud. Good luck.
Learning to drive is a rite of passage for most young people, but getting started on the process can be challenging. Reporter Katie Marx decided to demystify the process with this report.
Hello Colfax, I'm Katie Marx, a reporter for CTV, and I need to get my driver's permit. So I'm going to take you along with me to figure out everything I need to know to get my permit and eventually a license. But first, I need a professional, like a legendary teacher and coach who has taught over thousands of Colfax students, like
Hey guys!
Mr. Alonso.
Hi, Mr. Alonso.
Hi, Katie.
I am very excited for you to be joining me today to talk about driving. So what do we start off with?
First of all, one has to be 15 and a half to get your permit. And to get the permit involves taking an online course. So it'll probably take you 8 to 10 hours. And once you pass it, you are ready to go to the DMV and take the DMV written test. That allows you to get behind the wheel.
Now we have the permit. What is after that?
Okay, after you've got your permit, you will start driving with parents and the driver training instructor, which consists of 3 2-hour lessons. You basically call or get online with AA Driving School and get lined up, and we hook you up with a driving date and your schedule. And meanwhile, parents are driving and practicing with the kids, and that consists of 50 hours of some kind of training. Basically all the rules on all the different skill sets that we need to learn.
Then you would get your driver's test, right? You would have to take that.
Right.
Thank you. That was super helpful. Now we are going to go take a little drive along with your student, Samantha Reedy-Platt, and see how your driving lessons work.
Perfect. Everybody buckle up. Okay, we're off. So remember to drive with your eyes, peripheral versus tunnel vision. Always be looking for people on the wrong side so you can adjust.
Right.
I can tell you've been practicing with mom and dad.
Yes.
Now go ahead and get as tight as you can and then crank it. A little tighter, now turn it. Perfect.
That was an awesome inside look on a lesson with Mr. Alonso, and I know driving can be hard, but with the right time, practice, and the right instructor, we could be driving in no time. While Sammy and Mr. Alonso finish their lesson, I'm going to do my online courses. Thank you so much for joining me today on how to get my permit, license, and overall be a great driver. I'm Katie Marx, reporter for CTV, with camera op and editor Sebastian Choppeles, signing off.
2 more lessons for me, and I'll be ready to take my test and hit the road as a licensed driver. Learning to drive on the road in a car is one thing, but taking to the air as a teenager is something totally different. Kylie Powell and I connected with Lexi Gerard as she looks to take flight in this episode of Life After High School. From first glance, Lexi Gerard might seem like an ordinary 11th grade student at Colfax High School, taking advantage of her advanced metal skills in the Engineering Arts Club, as well as playing on the varsity girls soccer team. But did you know that Lexi has a passion for aviation? Her interest in flying began when her mother introduced her to the Young Eagles program at Auburn International Airport.
It's out of Auburn Airport, and pilots volunteer to take kids up in their planes for like 10 minutes, and you get to fly it a little bit, and that was one of the best experiences.
Lexi is currently working towards getting her pilot's license, a process that takes a minimum of 40 flight training hours, most taking 50 to 60. Although it will be a lengthy process, it will be one that will pay off as she has big goals for the future.
I really want to go to the Naval Academy and major in aerospace engineering, and then hopefully for my service, I want to serve as a pilot.
Exposure is important when learning to fly, and mentorship from pilot Mary Wick is one step towards achieving her goals.
I'm going into my 22nd year of flying. When I first learned, I wanted to be a crop duster. What made me get into flying was when I was a kid, seeing the first Top Gun movie just made me want to be a fighter pilot. And at that time, women weren't really accepted as fighter pilots. And I let that dream go for several years, but then I just really wanted to fly. So I got back into it, got all my ratings, and began flying corporate and became a flight instructor.
In addition to flying, Lexi has had to learn how to manage pilot's license courses with her busy school schedule.
I find that if you have a passion for something, you find a way, and it's easier if you just push through it and you get everything else done before you start.
But how do you get started?
Students can get started in aviation in a number of ways. Some people go to a flight school and they only go to one and they do what they say and that's it. I recommend exposure. If you're very interested in aviation, don't just go to one, go to a lot, check it out, talk to people that have already done what you want to do.
With flying a plane comes great responsibility, both on the ground and in the air.
The most important thing to remember when flying is to keep a cool head when things go wrong. Take a moment, resort to your training, and don't panic.
Having patience and staying calm are only a few of the many qualities that Lexi possesses that will allow her to be successful with a career in the future.
What I really like about Lexi is her willingness to work. She's very down to earth. She knows what she wants, and she's not afraid to get her hands dirty. The harder someone tries to get whatever goal they're after, the more people will come together and help them.
With editor Kylie Powell for CTV, I'm Samantha Reedy-Platt reporting.
Don't forget to get your LARP Guild signed up in the quad this week. This is where you get a team of 5 warriors to battle for your class in the Olympic Week LARP. You have to be signed up to go to the Smithery, where you will build your swords and learn about the rules. Smithery days are on Wednesday and Thursday next week at lunch. Guild cost is $10 per guild or $5 for individuals.
That's all we have for you today, Colfax. Next week we have our pre-Olympic week show.
And we won't be back on the air until April 18th as we prepare the Olympic Week highlight for the closing ceremony, as well as writing and shooting a short film for the Film, Animation, and Media Excellence Awards, which is part of the Sacramento International Film Festival.
Until then, I'm Samantha Reedy-Platt for Kaelin Day. Have a great day, Colfax.